Hello, everyone, and welcome to DHB Recovery Network, where we talk about recovery, resilience, and real life stories that inspire healing and hope. Today, I am so honored to have with me Mr. John W. Houston, mentor, published author, and CEO of Integrated Testing and Solutions that provides employee drug testing, court-ordered testing, school testing, outpatient treatment, youth drug consulting and education, addiction services, drug and alcohol classes, ADDIS classes, usually required after a DUI, blue forms. Medicaid is accepted. It's located in Renton, Washington, and the contact information will be in the description. Mr. Houston's journey is marked by perseverance against adversity and a commitment to uplifting others. His work in recovery and mentorship has touched countless lives, and his perspective as both an entrepreneur and an author brings a unique lens to today's conversation. Through his leadership at Integrated Testing and Solutions, Mr. Houston has fostered opportunities for growth and healing within the Renton community and beyond. Part of Mr. Houston's story was published on the front page of USA Today, Monday, July 21st, 2025 edition. Mr. Houston, how did it feel to see yourself and your family's story on the front page of USA Today?
Well, thank you for asking that question. It just showed progress. It meant that the work that I've done over the years actually has meant something for USA Today to recognize the story and put it on their front page, and means a lot to me.
I bet. Thank you. That's a huge accomplishment to have your story and your family story on the first page.
Well, thank you. It was a goal of mine when I came back to Renton, was to work with kids who were struggling with drugs, alcohol, staying in school, not graduating. That was one of the goals. I had two. The other was to regain my family name. Because of what had happened to my family and the land loss. So I think I've met both of those goals, so I might have to set some new goals. but
Always reaching for the new goals.
Yes.
Striving. Yes. Mr. John W. Houston recently published a powerful memoir titled Return to the Sunlight, a story of hope, resilience, and redemption. It is a book about recovery, racism, and growing up in Renton, Washington. We'll talk about what inspired the book, the themes behind it, and the message it carries, but without giving away too much, because I want you to go out and grab your own copy.
Thank you very much, Donna. I want you to read the story also.
Yes.
I started out when I came back to Renton in 2009, just jotting down things in my past addiction. Even before that, some of the good things in my life, I just started jotting things down, and I showed some of the things to people and they said, God, you should write a book. And I said, no, I wanted actually my daughters. I wanted to leave something for my daughters, just to know that, yeah, your dad did some bad stuff, was involved in some bad things, but there was also some good things and that I accomplished. So you know, it started off from early age. The title of the book, Return to the Sunlight, that title was intentional. It's on purpose, and it talks about my growing up here in Renton, knowing just my family, my surrounded mom, dad, brothers, sisters, cousins, aunts, uncles, but then shifting into the real world.
Yes. And we'll get into that a little bit. I have a lot of questions. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, you mentioned the title. The title itself caught my attention. Mm-hmm. Return to the Sunlight, a story of hope, resilience, and redemption. As I began to read the book and came to the first paragraph in the dedication, my heart swelled and my eyes teared up because I can relate. I do relate.
Yeah.
I read the book from beginning to end in 2 days.
Okay.
I discovered that even the chapter titles fueled my curiosity to continue. Each chapter carried its own unique atmosphere, shaped and enhanced by its title. I finished the book in just 2 days because the writing was so vivid and so descriptive that I felt completely transported into the story.
Well, I'm glad that it kept your attention, and like I said, it was all intentional. I wanted the readers to hopefully feel what I was feeling going through those different chapters or times in my life. It's real. After I got sober, I took some classes at Olympic College in Bremerton that taught me how to be more vivid, to make words jump off the page, or that's the goal, to make words and pull people into the story, and that was my goal. I also have a wonderful publisher that helped me also. Lives in the Deep South, and a black woman a Christian lady who helped me immensely with this story, and she still drew words out of me when describing certain situations, and so yeah, it was interesting. It was the traumas. Untreated traumas of a child is very important that they be treated, that parents, this book is to parents also.
Yes.
To not just brush off when your child says that they're hurt or by something. Talk a little bit more if they need treatment or need to see a therapist, especially in black families.
Yes.
I hope we learn to use therapists more. I wanted to say something about Vance and Newton,
yes.
Who just I learned so much from him in a short amount of time, and he was a pioneer.
Yes.
When Vance first started in the field 50 years ago, there were very few black men.
Yes.
And that's what I work with youth today, mostly black youth, Hispanic youth, that I can relate to. We might talk about food or a basketball game to break the ice, where our kids weren't getting that. When I was coming along, I didn't have that opportunity to talk to a black therapist or counselor. So I thank Vance for breaking that ice and bringing more black men and women, into the field. Into the field. So my hat is off to him. Much respect, honor, because he blazed some trails.
Yes, he did. Mr. Vance Newton Jr. I have uploaded a video with him, so if you'd like to see him, please check out that video.
Yes.
Mr. Vance Newton Jr. was also my mentor and got me into this field. He coached me, he showed me how, and I used to tell him that he was my unicorn because I did not see any men of color, not just men of color, too many people of color as therapists or counselors, especially in Renton, Washington. So when I found him, it was a blessing. And now as we sit in Mr. Vance's office, it's just,
I feel it.
Yeah, he's here.
Yeah.
He's here.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay, so I'm gonna get back to this before I start crying. And Mr. Vance will say, "Go ahead and cry."
Yep.
Those are good tears.
Yeah.
I can hear them now. Okay, Mr. Houston, from the very first page, I was deeply engaged and impressed with the work published by Get Heard Publishing House, a multifaceted, full-service publishing house, which offers coaching, publishing, enhancing audio and visual works, studios, and a teaching academy. Throughout this interview, we'll delve into the personal experiences that have shaped Mr. Houston's outlook, the challenges he faced, and the lessons he learned along the way. Listeners will gain insight not only into his professional accomplishments, but also the deeper motivations that fuel his writing and advocacy. Before we dive in, Mr. Houston, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what led you to write this memoir? You had touched on it a little bit earlier, so.
Yes.
If you'd like to repeat yourself, you can.
Okay.
Okay.
First, I knew my life was going through some huge changes after 36 years of addiction and going back to school after getting clean and sober, graduating with honors, working in court settings and schools. I knew it was something that was worth talking about from the start. Might have been some ego too, but that's okay. I knew that if I could get through my addiction and traumas, that there was something there. After 36 years of being an active addiction, I knew there was something there. If I can get through it, I knew that I had a message to tell others.
Mm-hmm.
So I started writing it down. Especially wanted my daughters and my ex-wife and family members and close friends to see that John was back, that I was back, and that I was with God's grace here to stay.
Mm.
So that was a start of it. there had been so much damage done through my addiction and in my addiction that I had to tell that story. I had to tell what was driving me and the things that I was doing, especially my daughters. I have two daughters that, and now I have 7 grandchildren that I want to know, no matter what barrier or what blocks your path, that there's a way around it. I want them to know that no matter what it is, school, work, marriage, or there's ways to heal.
Yes.
So that was my main reason for writing the book, and I wanted people to know the damage that was done to my family and with the land that was lost. I wanted people to realize that this did happen. It wasn't just a drugged out John Houston who was making up these stories.
Yes.
So yeah, it was a combination of things,
Mm-hmm.
but it's brought me. It added some value, or it validated
Yes.
the things that I've said for years. I've been sober 21 continuous years now. Thank
Congratulations.
you. Thank you. And it's amazing how things started to come back. Things that I just pushed aside for so long because I was worried about drinking or getting high, and I didn't concentrate on things that were really important. So it just kept going. I wanted to do more and more and more in sobriety. So
Okay.
I hope I answered you.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
You answered my question and maybe 2 or 3 more on here that I have. So.
I can talk.
Yeah, and that's why you're here, and it's an honor.
Thank
you. Mr. Houston, when you think about recovery, what does that word mean for you personally?
For me personally, recovery, it means a lot. It means not only the idea of being sober, not putting any chemicals in my body.
Mm-hmm.
It means to me changing everything. AA and the 12 steps. You get rid of the old,
yes,
and you bring in a new. And to me, I still say anything's possible in recovery. And it's just waking up, maybe not feeling the best, but I know this morning when I woke up that I wasn't gonna go out and do anything negative. I knew that. I've known that for 21 years now. I'm not gonna wake up in addiction. I wake up and see how I'm gonna get money from your pocket into my pocket. That's the for me, that was addiction. I wake up and think about how I was going to get my high to start off my day, and it will continue on throughout the day. Today, it's who can I help with? Sometimes it's just a positive message, or who can I help through my work? That's recovery, and continue to build bridges and showing people, trying to guide people into recovery and that. So yeah, recovery, it's being sober, but it's what you do, what I do in sobriety. It's what important to me.
Mm. Beautiful and hopeful. Oh, that gives hope. What inspired you to put your story into a book at this point in your life?
Well, there's several reasons that I first I wanted to be very transparent. I do stuff in Olympia. I do stuff here in Renton that's more government based, and I don't want somebody to spring out with a surprise, or I'll put it out there. So that to me that takes that takes that off the table. Right. Oh, I've already written about that. I've already talked about that. Why are you talking about that now? Yes. So it takes that off the table. It takes a card from them. And I want to be transparent. I just want people to know that that there are ways out. You don't have to live in dysfunction. You don't have to die from your actions out on the streets. I just want people to know that there are solutions. Yeah. In my book, there's steps. There's steps that I had to use to get sober and to remain sober, and I still attend some meetings, but working in recovery, and by the time end of the day, I'm kind of tired.
Yes, you're giving it away. Even if you're not at the meetings, you're working in it, so you're in recovery, so you're still giving it away. We have
to give it away
to keep it.
Yes,
we do. Okay. How did growing up in Renton shape your perspective on resilience and identity?
When I grew up in Renton, there were very few black families in the area, and my parents from rural Louisiana, so they saw certain things growing up there, and I think that's one of the reasons they came out here. My first years of school, I saw what was out there in the real world as far as not liking the color of my skin. It's mostly white here in Renton, so I had to learn to navigate that system and not always strike out with my fists, because that's, I hate to say it, that's what some people want you to do, and so you're suspended from school, you're put in jail, or some people will do that, antagonize you or try to bait you into something. So I had to learn that, and I had to learn to walk away from situations at times. I didn't mind a good fight though, but I learned to walk away from certain situations that I knew was gonna give me. So growing up in Renton, I grew up on a pig farm. I learned to work. Sun up to sundown. When other kids were out playing, taking swimming lessons, me and my brothers and sisters were working. So that was, I didn't like it then, but then I look at it now. It was that was a gift and a blessing, because I learned how to go out and get a job. Even it's a manual labor job, mowing lawns, or which I did for a while in my addiction, mowing lawns, or work just labor jobs. I learned to work, and so that was good. I learned about family, how important family. Although there was some bad times, I learned the importance of family, and a lot about my mother, who I have big love, big respect for her. I still think about her, some of the things that she sacrificed for us kids, and the work that she did. She cleaned houses for a long time, and for not very much money. And so growing up in Renton, I learned about the world, how the world, not the entire world, not everybody, but how the world, some of the world viewed me because of the color of my skin.
Yeah. Okay. Your book deals with the intersection of racism and recovery. Why was it important for you to connect those two themes?
Well, I had a counselor when I was in drug court that told me to go back before the drug use or the alcohol, and he told me to ask me if there was any traumas in my life, and then we pick up from there. There were early traumas in my life that made me want to isolate. We had 2 houses burned down. We had a bomb set off on our front porch, and the Renton School District took our land. I actually watched them bulldoze our house. Traumas that were never dealt with. That's when I started isolating. I started drinking at an early age. So yeah, they're connected. I believe. So once I was able to address those problems and those traumas, my life changed. Then I started working on the right side, the positive way of. We had the state law passed.
Well, we're gonna get to that.
Okay.
That's a big deal.
Okay.
We're gonna get to that.
Okay. So I started working on positive things in my life, and the education, and drawing my family in, reconnecting with my daughters and my grandchildren and all that stuff. So.
Okay. Let's see here. Mr. Houston, memoir writing can be both painful and healing. What was that process like for you?
That's a really good question. First of all, to be brutally honest and lay it all out there, that it goes back over the pain that I caused people, my ex-wife, my daughters, my family, friends. So yeah, there were some painful parts there. But now those people realize that I realized the pain that I caused. Another thing with AA and the 12-step, we make amends when possible.
Yes.
And so that was a huge part of it. Not to think, I didn't want people to think that I just forgot about it or just glossed over it. I wanted to put it down on paper, address it, and for people to know that I work daily for those things to never happen again.
Okay. Were there any moments while writing that surprised you? Maybe brought unexpected clarity or healing?
Yes. I didn't like my father for a long time because he left us after the Renton School District took the land.
Now, This is in the book.
It is in the book.
We do not want to give away the
I,
book.
Okay, I don't
Buy the book. Okay?
Okay. Then
Okay.
I'll try to not give away.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, yeah, that was a big part of it.
Okay.
My father leaving.
Okay. All right. What do you think is the most challenging part of writing a book?
For me, the challenge was just taking the time to do it. I tried to write 4 or 5 pages a day at a sitting, but just taking the time, doing my daytime job, and I'm legally blind, so I don't drive, so it takes me a while to get around. So it's a full day.
Yes.
So that was probably the biggest part, and making sure that I wasn't writing or my writing didn't sound like it was glorifying any of the things, because it was the things that I did were terrible. And making sure that my heart came out in my writing, and like to my ex-wife, I wanted her to feel my true, sincere apologies, and my daughters. I wish I could apologize to my mother, but those were things that were important to me about writing this book, to be honest and to lay it all out there.
Thank you. Thank you for your honesty. Right now, right here and now, and your vulnerability. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, what do you hope readers walk away with after reading your book?
First, I want them to, from my life, I want them to see the struggles that help drive me to certain things. But what I really want to do is focus on is the recovery part. That there are steps. Again, I had 36 years. Use, abuse, addiction. There are steps. That can be taken. The first thing for me was getting the chemicals out of my body.
Yes.
And then being able to just listen and take in information that I was being given, to take it in and fill my body with new information. That's what I want. I want people to know that it's possible.
Yes.
There's never not a chance to recover.
Yes. That's good. It's possible. Recovery is possible.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. If your younger self growing up in Renton could read this book today, what do you think they would say?
If my younger self could read the book, probably say, "Man, you got a long road." I'd probably say, I probably wouldn't believe it. I probably wouldn't believe that a person, after being hurt, caused hurt, was arrested, went back to school to get a high school diploma and a college degree. That was impossible. I would say, man, that's impossible. That's probably what I would think. It'd be just like reading like Huck Finn or something like that. Just stuff that. Yeah, I was so vulnerable as a kid, where I didn't. The hate part of it, the hate part of it, I didn't know how devastating that it could be on a young brain, where you get to a point where you finally want to just block it out with drugs and alcohol. You want to go sit in the corner of the woods and drink or smoke weed, but I didn't know it was. I knew something was wrong. I knew it wasn't right, and that I shouldn't just internalize what was going on. But that's what I did.
That speaks to a lot of what's going on today, and I'm sure that what you just said will resonate with a lot of people.
I work with young people in the King County Juvenile Detention System who, they'll say, they call me Houston. They say, Houston, and it's almost like there's places, school, classrooms, teachers that want to see me fail. And my message or suggestion to them is to, first, if you feel that way, try to get into another class.
Yes.
But don't let it drive you to drop out of school.
Yes.
Don't let it cause you to drink or use drugs, or because there's some people that don't mind if you fail. So yeah, it's very important to our young people today.
Yes.
I tell them, I tell especially the young boys, I tell them, I said, you guys wear different clothes, you listen to different music, different hairstyles. I said, but drugs and alcohol, they do the same thing to you today as they did to me back then.
Yes.
So, some things have changed, but the power of those chemicals remain the same. So yeah, I enjoy the work because I still know what I felt as a young teenager, as a preteen even. I know what I felt, and I try to get, especially young black boys, to not get sucked into that and drawn into that, where you're feeling worthless and no self-esteem. So.
What I'm hearing and what I see is the miracle of your life now compared to when you were a younger person. You today are a miracle. And that is, I'm just so grateful that you're here. I am, because your story is a miracle. You said that if you were reading it, you would think it was like Huck Finn or some fiction story, because it's miraculous. Oh, it's beautiful. Okay. If someone were to make a movie based on your book, which actors would play the leading roles?
You know, every male gonna say Denzel.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. Denzel.
But I like Samuel L. Jackson. I think he can. There's laughter in some of his characters.
Yes.
That he plays, and then there's the serious moments. So maybe
Samuel L. Jackson. Okay. This is such an important book, and I know your audience will want to read it for themselves. Can you tell us where people can find your book and follow your work?
Yes. First, it can be found on Amazon. Just by typing in my name or the name of the book. I also have a website, johnwaynehouston.com. I have a Facebook page, John Wayne Houston Author, where there's information about purchasing the book. And I think there's probably a couple other ways to buy it. I think there's an events page, but I don't know much about that. And I'll be doing some book signings and here this fall in the area. Be doing one at Olympic College in Bremerton. I'll be doing another one here in Renton at Carco Theater.
Nice.
Sometime in October also.
Okay.
If you go to my webpage or my Facebook page, the dates will be listed.
Okay.
But yeah, there's several ways to get the book. If you have my phone number, you can even call me personally.
Nice. Okay. Mr. Houston, before we close, I'd like to mention that Washington State recently passed Senate Bill 5142, the Houston Eminent Domain Fairness Act. This bill aims to address fairness in eminent domain cases, a topic that aligns closely with themes explored in your book, especially the intersections of justice, community, and personal resilience. Could you share your thoughts on how this legislation connects to your story or the broader conversation?
Yes, this is something I'm really proud of. We looked for some type of reparations for the land that was taken, and no school was built on the land. They sold it to Bellevue developers. But the statute of limitations got in our way. Reparations can come in different forms. It could be financial. It could be an apology. There's several forms.
Yes.
I met Senator Bob Hasagawa, at a event at the Renton Library here in Senator Hasagawa. Obviously, he's Japanese, and his family lost land, businesses during the Japanese internment. So we kind of connected. It felt right. I practically chased him down because he was leaving. And he was probably ready to go eat dinner or something, but his wife was with him. And she touched both sides of my face. And she said, I've read everything about your family losing your land. And we're going to do something. And I still kid Senator Hasegawa today. I said, that's behind every man, there's a strong woman.
Yes, there is.
And he said, yeah. So, anyways, we started to work. He said, I'm going to take this to the Senate. And it happened really fast. Usually a law takes a year, 2 years to get passed. And although this law it's not retroactive, it won't help my family, but it passed through the Senate 97-0. Unanimous decision.
Wow.
And I had several senators come up and this had never happened.
Right.
This just never happened. There's something here. So it told the Renton School District and other school districts that you can't do this to anybody else.
Yeah.
You'll never be able to do this again, what you did to the Houston family. The only thing that's saving you is that it's, the statute of limitations. That's the only thing. Because there's 200 homes on that land, all worth over $1 million.
Wow.
The Renton School District, City of Renton, gets tax dollars till the end of time for each house on that land. And they gave my parents pennies. So this was a big thing to me. It passed, the governor signed it.
Yes.
It has my family name on it.
Yes, it does.
And that'll never be taken away.
Yes.
So that's reparations as well.
Yes, it is.
That 97-0 from both Democrat and Republican senators says what you did was wrong.
Yes.
It says what you did was wrong. And so, yeah, I'm proud of it. When I'm gone, my grandkids, my great-grandkids will be able to Google the Houston Eminent Domain Fairness Act.
Yes.
And know that that their grandparents and great-grandparents meant something. They owned land.
Right.
A good chunk of land.
Yes. Oh, yeah. How many houses are on the land right now?
There's 200 on there right now.
200 houses.
Yes.
That's a legacy.
Yeah.
And this, I'm going to say it again. Senate Bill 5142, Houston Eminent Domain Fairness Act, is also legacy.
Yeah.
This is legacy.
Yeah.
What you have done will secure the legacy of many families in the future.
So, and that all comes, again, we go back to recovery in the book. Not possible without recovery or sobriety.
Yes.
Not possible. The kids that I work with in the juvenile and some from the school districts, that wouldn't have been possible. I had a book signing that you attended.
Yes, I did.
I had a couple kids that I worked with.
It was a packed house.
Yes.
That book signing. There was only standing room.
But there was a couple young men there that I worked with, and a young lady that I worked with probably 15 years ago that are thriving because of the work that we did when they were in school. So
it's beautiful. And that's a legacy.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so.
I hope so too.
They still come back. They still come back and they say thank you. The parents some of the parents come back and thank me, and it's just with God's grace.
Yes.
It wasn't because John was a good guy. It was God's grace that kept me around and allowed me to work.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Houston, for sharing your heart, your wisdom, and your journey with us today. It has been an honor and a privilege, and I thank you from my heart. Thank you so much.
And thank you. I hope you didn't turn this off yet, but thank you for the work that you're doing.
Turn this off?
Yes.
No, it's still going.
Still going?
Okay, edit.
Yep.
We still go. We still filming.
Okay.
Okay.
Tell me when I can go.
You can go.
Well, and I want to thank you for the work that you do here in Renton and Puget Sound area, that actually shows our young black ladies that there's positive things that they can do in the community, and that there's always an opportunity to improve your life.
Yes.
And you sit in a beautiful building. You have beautiful mentors and
Yes.
and that guide you, and you're doing the work in the community. That's the biggest thing. We need to show our young people that there are positive things in the community. Our young girls don't have to be on the streets. Our young boys don't have to be in corners selling drugs or in gangs. Or
Yes.
there's positive things that we can do. It just takes a little bit of time and God's grace.
Thank you. Yes, to show people that there are options and alternatives.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible. It's
Yes.
possible.
Yes, it is.
Yes. To our viewer, and thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm gonna edit it. I might keep
Please.
all that.
Please keep it.
Well, I'm gonna keep that, but
Yeah.
edit.
Oh.
Now we're having a conversation.
Oh.
Well, you'll see it. You'll see it.
Okay.
Because some of it is just too cute to take off.
Okay.
So, okay, back. To our viewers, if this conversation resonated with you, make sure to support Mr. John W. Houston, and that's John Wayne Houston, by picking up a copy of the book, Return to the Sunlight, a story of hope, resilience, and redemption. It's a story of courage, survival, and recovery that you won't want to miss. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video so we can continue bringing more inspiring voices to this channel. Until next time, take care of yourselves and keep walking your path of recovery. Thank you, Mr. Houston.
Thank you. You know, this is amazing.
So now I'll stop it.
Not edited. I could not delete Mr. Houston's beautiful smile and laughter.